Monthly feeding time. Hello, creature lovers, and welcome to the universe. My name is Martin from Creepy Creatures Universe, and if you like invertebrate content of all kind, you should hit that subscribe button because we are doing a lot of that stuff. And today it's time for our monthly roach and snail feeding, and this time I'm doing again a little approach, but not with the video, just with how I go through the boxes, because normally we start with the dubias and then at the end we have left a lot of food, and then we open the dubias again to get rid of the excess food. They will get rid of it for us. So this time we do them as last, and we start with the snails, or with the giant African land snails. Those are the, what are they? Rhodostoma? No, Achachatina marginata ovum. I just water a little bit here. As you can see, the box is moist as hell. Or not as hell. And once again, I'm doing the feeding stuff. You can watch the feeding, but I will talk a little bit about things that are going on. And just for you to know, today's feeding routine is carrots and mushrooms, which is a pretty good protein source for them, because I am not a huge fan of animal protein for snails, or for this kind of snails. I would say most of the giant African land snails in the hobby have problems with too much protein. I don't think we underfeed protein, but this is just a personal, I would say it's not an experience, personal knowledge. Oh, yes, the word is experience. It's late, guys, and on my beard, you saw I'm pretty busy at work at the moment. It's always, when the beard is long, it's always an indicator that there is a lot of work to do. Yeah, it's moist enough. We don't spray it this time. Closing it up. And yes, what's going on in the universe? Let me just introduce you to the next species before I start talking. All the feeding process now will be the same. It's veggies and mushrooms, calcium, spraying, watering. That's basically always the same process, so we got time to talk. I tried to tell you every species. This is Achachatina rhodostoma. Also Achachatinas, and I can't mention it often enough. If you go for gals, because you're allowed to keep them, go for Achachatinas. They have much smaller clutches than Achatina or Lysachatina. I'm not even sure if there is still a Achatina genus, because a lot of them are now Lysachatinas. And you don't want to get overrun with babies. On the other hand, if you have snail-eating reptiles, and by the way, the third one is buried here. If you have snail-eating reptiles, of course, go for Lysachatina or something like that. Then you need the numbers of baby snails. Would you excuse me, please? Thank you very much. And what we are putting out here is just leaf litter, so there is nothing bad inside, because that's only the calcium dish, so no rotting food or anything. That's why I don't clean it up. Here we will spray a little bit, because that looks a bit drier, not that dry, but a bit drier. I try to not spray the snails. They have a slimy film on them, and with spraying the snails, you're washing up off this film, and that's nothing you want to do. That's nothing good for your snails. Yes, of course, sometimes they go and take a bath by their own, but then it's by their own and their choice. Next are the small ones, or they aren't so small anymore. And look how big the babies already are. How cool! What does that mean? Yes, of course, there will be Pleurodonte Isabella be available in a short period of time. Normally I would fill up the water dish, but as you can see, there is a snail inside, so we skipped it. I would say they still have enough calcium. So, oh, small one is coming out. How sweet. Such a little cutie. I think we call that one cutie pie. Just because it came into my mind right now. Yeah, that's Pleurodonte Isabella. We have another box of them also already with babies. Oh, and there are different sizes. How cool is that? Careful, careful. And here we have two different stages of little Pleurodontes. Here we can fill up the water a bit. Also not that much, because yes, of course, there is once again a baby in the water dish. Also here, a piece of carrot. And the protein source. And we need to close that up because this one baby is moving right where I don't want to have it. And we don't want to squish something accidentally. And I don't have to move it when I close it now. So back to what is going on in the universe. As you can see, there is a lot of babies everywhere. Then we are trying to get our Expo Schedule ready. We do that later. Because, oh, cool, that's how, the Zachrisias are out. Here are, I would say there is nothing inside. This is the bin where the Levicaris Spätzkana were housed. So now we open up you and we're trying to do that pretty cool. And I'm pretty excited that they are both on the lid because we can, wow. Oh my God. So just to bring you on the same status as we are, the last 2 weeks, Andrea fed the snails and the roaches and the isopods, so the whole room up here, and I did the spiders, or we did it together, and I didn't see these snails for 2 weeks. And as you can see, they had really, really bad shell problems when we got them, and it looks like it's growing itself out. So the new part of the shell looks very, very good, but a little thin, I would say. But they built their shells in what a speed! Oh my God! That's pretty cool. So I would say we're getting more healthy snails than I thought. I really didn't think that this is working so well. And I'm stupid again, because I should spray first. And The Zachrisia like it a bit on the drier side, so we just spray one side. We put in a little bit of liquid, a little bit of water on the moss. And then we try to close it up as gentle as possible. Oh yeah, that works. Cool. Yes. So this is a success story, guys. It really is a success story. I never thought that their shells would look this good just after a few weeks. That's so cool. But I need to do this now, because if I don't do it now, I will forget it. Here we have a lot of Levicaris spätzgana. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Oh, that won't be that cool for closing. I think I need help of someone who likes to touch the snails. Babe? As you can see, there are a lot of different stages. They are breeding like crazy. Here is a striped one. They are so cool. Yeah, and since we're getting our Expo schedule ready, of course, that means we will go through the one and other Expo over the year. We will be in the Czech Republic, if everything works. We will be in Hungary, of course, Terra Plaza, and in the Czech Republic, Shiva Exotica. Then wow, oh my God. I should talk a little bit less and watch a little bit more. How many do I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh my God, I would say there are at least 100 snails inside here. And we have enough space, that's absolutely no problem. Doing a little spray. And a little watering. As you can see, all these little droplets inside here are snails. Wow. Okay, I'm trying to do it by myself. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Worked. Oh, and I'm getting help from the other side of the bin, which is pretty cool. Thanks a lot, babe. You don't go in this direction, I swear. You don't do it. Come on. Here is one on the move, or it was on the move. Now we scared it up again. I'm getting a little help again. Thanks for that. Droplet lost his grip. And we're gonna close it up, because we're done. Yeah, that works. Then we will be in Germany, of course. We really try to make it to Hamm in December 12/12, which is, by the way, one day after Andrea's birthday. So it's pretty cool. This time she doesn't need to wait to get her presents or to choose her presents. This time she will choose it right from the get-go. This is Pancluara nivea, the banana roach. Oh, cool. There is another hatch. And this bin is full of movement. So when we go a little deeper here and we go through the substrate, everything is moving. Here are nymphs everywhere. And those are pretty cool feeder roaches for mantises. Why? It's pretty simple. As you can see, they are much bigger than a fly. You can load them much better than any fly. Sorry. And they are nearly as soft as flies. So also for those species of mantis that should only be fed with flying insects, by the way, which is the main prey of most mantis species, you can feed them with banana roaches and they will be fine with that. And this is the reason why we keep 2 colonies, and we're having the same thing here. Well, that will be not so funny. Up. Shoop. Shoop. Whoa. And what I do now is not very gentle, but I have no other way. Normally I would not do that, but there is no chance to get it out of this in another way without hurting it. Even with a paintbrush, I wouldn't do it with a paintbrush. I would be scared to hurt them more than this way. And I think... okay, that's something else. I thought my wife lost a hair again in the bin. That happens occasionally. For calcium, this time we have to use crushed seashells because we ran out of eggshells. Oh, not we didn't run out of eggshells, we ran out of crushed eggshells. And we need to get that animal grade food calcium pretty soon. Because it starts to be a pain in the, you know what I mean. There is a lot of eggshell to crush up. Or we are in a stage where the amount of eggshells is becoming more and more. Wings. Also wings, not that good of a sign. But in reality... There are nymphs? Yeah, there are nymphs everywhere. If I put that up, I'm pretty sure there are nymphs everywhere. Of course there are. And these are the Gynia lurida high yellow, where we got adults, and I was afraid we killed the adults with a too dry bin or a dried out bin because the bin was too small. We thought we would get nymphs, but we get adults. And since the whole bin is full of nymphs, and when we rehomed them, the other bin, the substrate on the bottom still was moist. So I don't think that dry or too dry was a thing, which means that's the problem with adult animals. You don't know how old they are. And don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming a breeder for sending out old animals. That's not the thing. The thing is, most people want big animals when they buy them. And the big problem with big animals is you don't know how old they are. When I open an isopod bin, okay, here is, there are some. As you can see, those are the baby limicolarias. This bin will stand a long time because there are eggs everywhere. And we will wait to let them grow a bit bigger before we rehouse them. There are also some on the lid. Just a little bit of water. As you can see, this is moist enough. We will change the carrot to a smaller one. And we will put in mushrooms on both sides. This is the protein source for them. Calcium is already there. And as you can see, they are growing also pretty fast. There is one on the move here. Also such sweeties. And those are snails you will get overrun with. So we have 5 snails, and 5 snails means 5 clutches, and this every time. So yes, there are a lot of clutches. Oh, and by the way, I think we didn't finish the Expo journey. And of course, in September, there is our home game in Wiener Neustadt, Austria, the Exotica and Haustiermesse. There are some dead, or at least pieces of them. Same thing here. We thought we will get nymphs. We got adults. No, those are just leaves. We got adults. And in reality, I don't have a problem with getting adults. As you can see, there were such a lot of roaches inside. I haven't seen nymphs at the moment. Maybe they're down in the substrate, but I'm pretty sure they will breed. So I would say there is no other way. Oh, sorry for that. At least here are 3 roaches. Price was pretty good. I know when I get adults. We don't know how old they are. Oh, and here you can spot a really, really cool difference. Here it looks like the ground is black, is black and has white markings. And here on the other roach, it looks like the ground color is white with black markings. Yeah, and the other one is the opposite. So I think you get what I mean. They are pretty cool. Those are the Ole Grandeyani, living in India. And there is a new species in the hobby, Noctilis or something like this. And we know where to get them. We will come for them a little later. And here we have the other ones, the Bernhardis. And that's so cool. You can see the whole ground shaking. There are nymphs everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And we started with 10 nymphs. And this is the second or the first generation we bred by ourselves. This is the outcoming of 10 roaches. This is Terrea Bernhardi. I think Ole Grandeyani is the question mark roach, and Bernhardi should be the domino roach, if I'm not completely wrong. We're spraying here also a bit on the wet side. Now my eye is running. And there is literally movement everywhere. And maybe next year we will... So, to finish this year's Expo Schedule will be Austria, of course, for the second time. We will go to Shiva Exotica, to Prague. We will go to Terra Plaza in Budapest. We will go to Italy, Verona Reptiles. We're hoping to get a table for the 10th of May, but that's not for sure at the moment. We're still waiting for it, and we are hoping we're getting it. If not, we will need to wait until, I think, October to be there at the next one. Oh, yeah, there must be 4 Pseudoglomeris, we had one with wings. And yeah, we have still 4 left. Cool. And they molted. Yeah, they are becoming pretty big. And I would say there is enough moisture. We keep them too moist at the first time. So now I'm just watering the moss. We lost one. I think it was too wet. They still have carrot. We put a piece of mushroom up there. I think it's easier to consume for them if it's up there. They are a tree living or tree housing species. Up there. But first we need to go for the for the hissers, for the giant hissers. Same here. Not the gentlest way, but the easiest. Just give them a little spray on the backside. We really need to sort them out and get them into the bigger bin. This is just the leftover substrate from the last bin before we rehoused them. And now they have the big enclosure, but they were pretty tiny at this moment. And now they are large enough to get picked out. Yeah, this is the plant expo schedule. Maybe I can finish it now before we finished with the animals, which is pretty soon. Oops. No, that's wrong. That's right. What else is going on at the moment? So I would say the coolest thing. Oh my God, how I'm gonna do that? Yeah, I know. You are a hisser, bad hisser. I need to do that because I don't want to have him get away. As you can see, we have a gnat problem once again. This happens. I have no problem with that. Gnats are... It's pretty common to have gnats if you keep invertebrates or plants or something like that. And they are not that annoying for me to do something against. I mean, it's a battle you can't win, you just can reduce it. So we're accepting it, it is what it is. And if gnats choose to live here, it's okay, it's part of nature. Nope. Oops, back inside, thanks. Little spray here, not too wet. Would you give me another one? Yeah, you're the one who is not hissing, of course. There's one time I want a hiss and I don't get it. Thank you for that. And here are the Halloween hissers, which don't breed. They do not breed. It should be warm enough. Taking that out, it starts to sweat, so which means it's pretty near to rotted or rotten. They have moisture inside. It's pretty warm up here, but they are not that long in those warm conditions. And we got the big hissing roaches, the portentosas, when they were already breeding. So maybe it just takes a little bit more time until they breed. If you have tips what we are doing wrong, what we can do better, just let us know in the comments, please. Would be pretty exciting to have babies from them as well. Closing it up. I think we're doing everything right. We have a moist side or a wetter side, so they have moisture inside. They always have access to water. They always have food. There is a lot of leaf litter. So the question is, what is the question? What are we doing wrong, guys? We would be pretty thankful if somebody can help us out. And by the way, we have 25 degrees right next to the box. So I think it's about a half degree warmer inside. On the back, maybe a bit more. Temperature shouldn't be the problem, I think. But as always, that's just an assumption from what I read. Oh, that won't work that well, I think. How do I open this box? But is she moving? I think the snail is already moving. So we're just waiting a bit. I can show you something different in this time. Here we go with our door snails. And they are a pretty cool species. They are algae eaters. Andrea will show you the snails in a close-up, and I will get myself something I need. And what I need is this tiny bit of water. I will do it on the lid. You can watch it better from there. Then we need this not so tiny bit of algae. I don't have the right spoon. It will work. And this is spirulina. So basically, spirulina it is an algae, but it's an cyanobacteria. And as you can see in the light, the upside gets blue. This is pretty normal for cyanobacteria. There are species that are completely blue. Now I need a paintbrush. And we're mixing that up until it's a really thick paste. It can be more liquid, but then we need much bigger. Okay, this is really a paste. Oh, Andrea is seeing the winged emerald roach. So we're gonna show you that. That was a bit too much. I hate it. So, and as always, when I try to thin it up a bit, I thinned it up to I don't know how much. Looks like homeopathic medicine, which is a drop of the thing that should work in the ocean. I need, yes, paper towel and washed it away. We use the same paper towel with a little bit of water and get down the old algae, but pretty careful because it is possible that there are babies on there. And I don't want to wash this, so now it should work. We don't wash away everything. There can be a little rest because I'm not sure if they don't thrive on this old algae as well. Now we give it a good spray and now they will come out. The interesting thing is we collected them at our garden wall. There are millions of them. And since we are we have winters here. So the interesting part was, are they breeding when they are kept inside? And of course they do. We already have babies. I'm not sure if I can show you something now, but there are a lot of babies inside here. or at least 5, 10, 15, what I've seen in a bunch or crawling around. So it definitely works. And now we are looking for the lifespan, how it affects the lifespan. Snails do not have winter sleep like a bear or something. It's just hibernation. So they slow down everything and they can speed up pretty quickly. Every animal who does hibernation or something like winter sleep, I don't know the correct English term, I'm sorry for that, is lowering its lifespan if it's not doing this winter sleep. And that goes for all species, as I know. But the thing is, that doesn't mean this is harmful for some of the species. Since snails go in hibernation and can adapt pretty quickly, I don't think it affects them. It can affect their breeding cycle, but I don't think it affects... Oh, we need to... Are you kidding me? Now there are 2 more going up. This one is gone and the other 2 are going up. Thanks for that. Oh, and to finish this one, sorry, I'm a bit confused today. It really is late and we worked a lot or long hours today. To finish up this one, we put the algae on there with the paintbrush. And when this dried up only a little bit, but we already saw them when it's wet, so they munched that up pretty good. This works very well. If you want a shot of eating snails, this is the place. So cool. And guys, don't you ever tell me snails are slow. We're already completely on the lid. And here is another size of offspring. And once again, 1 million knots. Put it down there so I can work here. And as you maybe can see, they munched carrots the last time. They're still munching carrots. Okay, but not a lot, so we're putting up carrots and mushrooms. And they completely got the bark off of the lichen sticks, which is a pretty cool thing. So they like the lichen, I think. And when they like the lichen, they are getting a lot more of lichen. We have it available for them, so why not giving it to them? And interesting thing is, not all of the snails like lichen, even from the same species. Some eat it and like it, and some don't even look at it. Which is pretty interesting. And no, it has nothing to do with some food obsession or something. Yeah, we're feeding a lot of carrot, but we always try to have variation inside. I did it again. I put the food in before I spray. And now we need to pump it up again. Yeah, that works. And we have the limicularias done as well. Baby is coming out. Once again, baby shot. Now we need to close you without crushing you. Yeah, it works. It's just a little movement of the shell, nothing that can hurt them. Did this as well. Yeah, tell us in the comments if you wanna show up at some of the expos. As you know, the later in the year, the more species are available. Everything is breeding right now. I'm pretty sure when we do the isopod feeding, there is also everything breeding, or nearly everything. Roaches have eaten up. I mean, okay, we really have a lot of food left. So I think this time we will reopen up the ajajatinas because we're giving them all of the mushrooms. Are you dead? Yeah, you are dead. That happens. Especially in a bin like this. No, you're not dead, you're just playing dead. And there are a lot of roaches inside. If you lift it up, this is pretty heavy. I mean, really heavy. So there must be hundreds of them in there. Just need to take a look there. Everywhere. And we should, in reality, we should split them up to get another breeding colony out of them and start feeding them instead of buying food the whole time. Oh, I didn't put this on the wall like I did with the others. Look at this little... Is he really pulling away this whole piece of mushroom? The other one in the corner. He dragged it already from the pile over there. They are all trying to secure their food, but there is no way. There are roaches everywhere inside. And now it's getting pretty interesting. They are swarming the food now. So maybe it's a cool thing that we're reopen the snails, or at least one bin of snails. Maybe we get a shot of that at the end, but that won't last very long or won't take a lot of time. We can, I think we can put in some more carrots. Oops, they are pretty heavy. And we put some carrots into the other snail bin as well. Oh, they like the mushrooms. Everyone is liking mushrooms, which is pretty cool. And here we also have a feeding pile. Look at the Pleurodontus. Straight to the food. But you know what's cool? Cool little trickery. Because now I can fill up the water dish. Because the little one who was down there is now on the food. Just one left over there. And one down there. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6. At least. Cool thing. Yeah, and we're not at the end now. Like I said, we need to open up the roach bin again. Because we can. Sorry for wasting your time with reopening bins. Every few... Really? Come on. Come on. Thank you. Careful, careful, careful. Earthquake. So now we are not seeing the swarming because all of them are now scared and running around. So we leave that here. And with this shot of the feeding roaches and with me closing bins, boxes, there is nothing more to say besides If you enjoyed the video, first of all, thank you for watching the whole video and listen to my BS sometimes. Uh, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. That helps out a lot if you need those kind of pins. They are linked in the description for Austria, Germany, and now for the US. It's hard for me to try the US link, so if you click on them, please tell me if they work. So if you get a proper pin, something like this, I'm not sure if they're available in the US. But with that being said, and the commercial is done, thanks for watching, wish you all the best, and see you in the universe. Bye bye.